Welcome back. We want to be the master of our destiny, says the 77-year-old M.P.Taparia, who has been the managing director of the Supreme Industries for the last 47 years. In very much keeping with his corporate credo, Taparia has entered sectors only where he has complete control. I caught up with M.P.Taparia at his corporate office in Andheri in Mumbai to find out why he was betting only on plastics. This is what he has to say. Take a look. Mr. Taparia, Sandeep, welcome to the show. Mr. Taparia, if I may begin by asking you, your family was traditionally in the textile business. So how did you think of switching into plastic, that too 50 years back? And you're really betting big time on plastic.
I joined my family business in 1956. My family was in business to buy textile from composite mill and distribute in mostly eastern India.
Okay.
Our office was in Bombay and headquarters was in Calcutta. And I joined Bombay office to involve in buying the textile goods from the textile composite mills.
Okay.
After 2 years we found that it becoming less profitable. Then from the buying finished goods from composite mill, we moved to get the goods made on power looms, purchasing yarn from composite mill, getting the goods made and getting it processed and distributing throughout the country. In 1965, the Central Board of Excise and Customs, they said that this type of activity will take you as a master weaver, then you have to pay the excise duty which is payable by composite mill, so it became unprofitable.
Okay.
So we wound up this business. Then the family was looking to start some business.
So,
and we wanted to go, that we should go into industry now, we don't want to remain as a trader. This was the move in 1965. Some of our family friends advised us that this company of Supreme Industries Limited is available for sale. You can buy a managing interest, and they are predominantly in plastics, and plastic is a good growth area. They introduced us to some consultant, and they also told us that plastic is a great market. We didn't have much knowledge about plastic that time, but as out of enthusiasm and with our enterprising thinking, we thought let us move to a new market and go into plastic business. And that's why we moved into plastic products.
okay. Now, what I want to ask you, since this business was known to you and your family, so there must have been quite a few hurdles. So how did you manage to cross those hurdles?
The biggest hurdle was when we purchased the company, we were not knowing what was the reason the seller is selling the company.
Okay.
The seller was in difficulty. They took an order from Government of India Defence Department to supply anti-tank mine made from plastics.
Okay.
And the product was continually failing. And the Defence Department imposed a penalty of 120,000 rupees on the company.
Oh.
And the goods were lying in a godown on which the money had been taken from Bank of India, and if you cannot supply to Defence Department, it will realize only scrap value. And that was the difficulty the company was facing.
Okay.
And we struggled for 2 years, but we had many good advisors, and we persevered to see that we succeed. And finally, we made a good product, and we could supply Defence Department to the full satisfaction, though we had to pay a penalty of 120,000 rupees.
Those days, it's quite a lot of money.
But in the process, then our company had a record of paying dividend continuously before we took the management. But we decided then to skip the equity dividend, so we were out of the dividend paying box in 1966-67 and 67-68.
That was the only time you all skipped dividend. Till then, your company has always been paying dividend.
And thereafter, we are maintaining dividend.
Okay. Mr. Taparia, what is the strategy plank on which you have built Supreme Industries?
You see, strategy has been evolved over a period.
Mm-hmm.
So we can say that now, last 7-8 years, the strategy has been reasonably frozen. They are the following. The first thing is that we do not want to go into any plastic product where government subsidy is involved to operate the business.
Mm.
Secondly, we are not much keen to increase share of government business in our company. The government business will purchase based on L1, and L1 means not sure that whether quality will be supplied.
True.
Thirdly, we do not like to go into a product where we have to compete against imported product of plastics. Fourthly, we want to avoid our business where we have to compete against organized sector, against unorganized sector.
Okay.
With unorganized sector, we can't compete against them. Fifthly, we do not want to put any operation where there is a financial joint venture with any foreign partner.
Okay, this is what I want to ask you. Why is this averse for any joint venture? Because you've got all kind of technical collaboration, but no joint ventures. What is the reason behind it? Is there any bad experience in the past?
Mr. Ravi, joint venture is technical collaboration, also a joint venture, but that is technical cooperation. When you take a financial cooperation, our experience is that the financial cooperation, both the partners come with a short-term agenda.
Okay.
It is not a long-term relationship. And we want to build our business where the long-term relationship is available. And after all, now we are experienced, we can say that after all, whether it adds value to my stakeholder. And the principal stakeholder for the company is our shareholder. We have seen that it doesn't add value to our shareholder.
Oh, that's quite a...
So we don't want to go into it.
Quite a
and we have seen by our experience that most of the joint venture, financial, and into diverse.
Okay. Today when I look at your product mix, 53% of your product comes from piping, about 21% come from industrial products, 15% from packaging, and 7% from molded furniture. Will this ratio remain the same going forward, or this is where you're going to concentrate?
But I talk to you about sub-segment of the business. Plastic pipe system will continuously grow. Cross-laminated film business, which is part of packaging segment, will continuously grow.
Okay.
Protective packaging segment will continuously grow. Performance packaging film and industrial component may grow at a much lower pace. In material handling system is a part of our industrial segment. That will continue to grow. Composite cylinder, the new initiative what we started, will continuously go on growing.
So where you're putting your money?
These are the products where we have to put in money, because we believe they are the product where we will definitely get our return on capital employed more than 25%.
Okay, let me get the banker in. Sandeep, you have heard his story. A textile family got into plastic some 50 years back, and also comes out of a company who's a little risk averse. So what's your take as a banker?
You're absolutely right. If you look back, this company started in real sense in 66, so 48 years of plastic experience. That's given them, you could call it domain expertise in plastics. So we like that sheer focus and understanding of the market dynamic. So that I think is a huge plus. The second one is that while being in plastics, they diversified the product range, which gives them access to a number of sectors. So obviously they're in piping, they're in packaging, they're in consumers. And that diversity helps them that if some sector goes down, the others can pick up the load. And that's why if you see over the last few years, despite subdued economic environment, the company has grown quite smartly, has maintained its margins, and has been right profitable through the cycle. In addition to that, what doesn't really come out as strongly, but I think is a huge plus for the businesses, the fact that over the 48 years, other than the domain expertise, they built up a very powerful brand, both within the B2B segment and the B2C segment. And that is backed by a very strong distribution network of 1,200 dealers, which gives them reach across the country, which is extremely important, backed by, as Mr. Taparia said, 23 manufacturing plants. So they pretty much got this spread across India like a web. And because they've done it over a very long period, that means they've gone through this classic build, grow, consolidate, build, grow, consolidate, which rightly reflects in the numbers, including the capital structure.
Okay, what are the biggest challenge of your business?
You see the growth plan. First I must say that the country has got tremendous growth potential. Country consumed last year 11 million ton plastics. Worldwide consumption was in excess of 290 million ton plastics. We have got tremendous growth opportunities which we are deprived due to our rigid labor policy.
Okay.
And constraint in the infrastructure. But that is the problem affecting many industries, not apart from plastic industry.
Okay.
But for my company, apart from these two, we also believe that to get the right person for the job is a real challenge.
You have been doing business since 1956. Is it very tough doing business today compared to, or is it easy to do business now?
Quite tough up to 1991. We were required to move to Delhi at least once in a fortnight.
Okay.
To follow our capital goods license, our raw material license, our technical collaboration approval, our industrial license. After the first phase of liberalization started, under Mr. Narsingh Rao government, all problems were behind us. Now since 92 I can say, there is no major problem affecting our industrial growth. Because we are not concerned by the land acquisition policy, because we don't require a large piece of land. Okay. Our product is absolutely zero effluent, so we don't have problem for environment ministry. And we are not to have dependent on any mining raw material. So what we are seeing problem either due to spectrum or mining or huge large land acquisition problem, we don't have any problem.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, what is the advice you would give budding entrepreneurs who want to start business today? The do's and don'ts.
I don't want to use a strong word like advice. I may only like to draw attention of the budding entrepreneur on the following points. Point number 1, have integrity.
Okay.
Nothing else matters
Okay.
if you do not have integrity. Number 2, to have right people. Then provide value to your customer and earn their trust.
Okay.
Be innovative. Have a positive attitude. Persevere till you succeed. And lastly, humility should remain integral part of your character.
I would say it's very well put, Mr. Taparia. Thanks a lot for being on the show and talking to us. Sandeep, thanks a lot for talking to us. Well, that was M.P. Taparia answering all questions with great convictions. These are the mantras he implemented to build Supreme Industries. No financial JVs with any foreign companies. Supreme has 10 technical collaboration. Will not enter sector which is dependent on government subsidy. Will avoid businesses dominated by the unorganized sector. Will not make any product that gets adversely affected by large imports. And finally, will grow only organically. Well, looking at the mantras, it is very clear why Taparias have succeeded. One thing that comes out loud and clear is Taparias do not believe in keeping up with Jones. Before I go, here is an interesting piece of advice given by Indra Nooyi, CEO of Pepsi. She says, never stop learning. Whether you are an entry-level employee fresh from college or CEO, you don't know it all. Admitting this is not a sign of weakness. The strongest leaders are those who are lifelong students. On that thinking note, it is time to say goodbye. Keep watching CNBC TV 18.
Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.